Hi everybody. Today's soap is, well, I'm 99% sure it's going to be called Wanderer. This is a blend of, it's going to be a really hippie, heady kind of scent because a big portion of it is champaca fragrance oil, like the Nag Champa incense, and this version is very incensey, which is actually what I was looking for and what I like. And I didn't want to just do, just that all by itself because as amazing as it smells, I wanted to blend it just enough to make it a little more Bath and Body friendly without taking too much away from it because I just do love it. So I will read you the scent notes in a moment. I'm going to get my lye water in first and get started. Oh, stick blender helps. Hold on. It's a useful tool, a stick blender. It's good to have when you make it. So, hold on. I always keep a cup of water. I know a lot of people do. I always keep a cup of water off to the side to clean off the stick blender. It just makes it, well, if you're doing multiple colors, it helps clean it off in between. But also, it helps when you're done to just give it a good whiz in there with some dish soap and water, and it helps clean it off, and then it's less of a hassle to clean when you're all done. Okay. Alright, so get this mixed up first. Okay, so the scent blend. The notes are, like I said, champaca, and I mean, it's not like the champaca flower so much though. It's really like Nag Champa incense. It's very incensey. So if you're into that sort of thing, you will love this. And then additionally, we have some Lily of the Valley, Fresh Air, Ozone, Sweet Musk, Soft Violets, Pink Rose, Asian Jasmine, but don't be, I know that seems like a lot of floral notes. This is not a floral scent. It has a lot of floral notes that round it out and make it a complex, balanced scent, but it is not a floral. Those are just components. Ooh, those are just some components. It's very, like I said, hippie-ish, incensey, woody, musky, that sort of thing. Very exotic. Okay, so just emulsify here. This is going to be another layered soap. It's going to be 3 layers, but the bottom and the top are going to be exactly the same. And one of the fragrance oils does discolor just a little bit, and it's just a small component. So I'm thinking I don't want, sometimes if a fragrance oil is going to discolor, I just let it and incorporate that brown tan color into the design. But since this is just one component and only discolors slightly, I don't want to trust that and have it look blotchy. So so that's going to be the top layer and the bottom layer. I'm going to put just a little bit of Fuller's Earth clay just to kind of help it along. So I'm going to pour off for the middle layer, which is going to be the least amount. I need twice the amount of that for the top and bottom layer. Let's see, maybe just a tad bit more. So this big one is going to be my top and bottom layer, and then this is my middle layer. My middle layer, I'm not going to put any fragrance oil in it because I want it to stay just the creamy white color of my soap base. And I'm going to add a bunch of shreds, and these are all different colors. I wasn't picky about just using certain ones. I mean, there's everything from pink, brown, white, blue, just crazy. So I'm going to get these. So I'm not putting fragrance in here. I'm going to get this a little bit thicker just so these don't all just sink to the bottom, so they suspend in there. I'm going to do that first. out for a minute. There we go. That's a nice medium tray, so that'll work. That should hold them. Okay. Get some. I doubt I'm gonna need all of these. I just stuck. I keep them in a closed bag, so they're not like super fresh, but they're not super hard, even though they're not old, a couple months old. But I keep them in a sealed bag so that they don't get too like rock hard and dried out. So mix some in and see how this is. I think I need more. Yeah. And I still have so much of these shreds in the bag to use. So I need to come up with a couple more designs to use them. Okay, that's a lot. There's plenty in there. That's definitely going to be visible in the finished cut soap. Okay, so I'm going to put that off to the side for a minute. And I'm going to work on what's going to be the top and bottom layer. So I'm just going to add, hold on, let me get a spoon. I'm just going to add a little bit of this clay. I don't want it to really, really go dark, but like I said, I think I'm going to get a little bit of discoloration. So this is just kind of help it along so it's not like blotchy or anything. So I'm going to get this mixed in and incorporated, this clay. Then I will add my fragrance oil. And I kind of need this to be thick too, because like I said, half of this is going to be the bottom layer, and this with the shreds has to support the weight of this layer. So, okay, so in goes the fragrance oil. And yeah, this is really, oh my gosh, it's so nice. You definitely get that Nag Champa flower. But the blend of the others with just the soft, just the kind of light floral accents, and it's just really musky and woody, and if you're into that sort of thing, you'll like this one a lot. And so far it's really strong. We'll see what it cures out like. But my whole kitchen, I made up the fragrance blend about, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours ago, and it was just sitting here on the counter waiting for me to get ready to make the soap, and my entire kitchen smells like it. Now granted, I had the ceiling fan on, but still, oh my gosh. So, but I have a feeling, like most, it will mellow out a little bit as the soap cures. But anyway, I'm gonna get this, like I said, thick enough to support the weight of this portion that has the shreds in it, and then we'll move on from there. So hold on again while I blend. A little bit more, hold on. Yeah. These little tester batches, it's just not a lot of soap, and it's hard to keep the stick blender. Oh yeah, when I'm doing big, you know, when I'm doing 6-pound batches, it's not an issue, but lots of air in there. That should be good. Hopefully. Let's, yeah, medium trace, I would say, so we'll roll with that. And I'm not looking for perfectly straight lines in the layers anyway, so if a little bit kind of pushes down here and there, kind of make it, you know, just not straight, that's fine, because sort of what I want anyway. Okay. I'm gonna grab my mold. I almost forgot to line my mold. I was all set to start and get the video going and get going, and like, oh, it'd be nice if I had a mold to put the soap in. Okay, so yeah, this is doing well. Lots of shreds in there. I'm gonna get my bottom layer in, and I'm also a terrible judge of kind of making it equal, but like again, I don't necessarily even want it to be, so that's okay. So I'm gonna try to put half of this batter in here. Okay, let's give this a little smack. Okay. Like I said, I don't want it straight, so I'm just playing with it a little bit there. Okay. Now my soap shred layer. And I'm thinking I probably shouldn't pour. I'm going to do this gently. Let's just be sort of gentle. I'm not worried about it being perfect, like I said, so. And I thought about doing like a pencil line with either mica or cocoa powder in between the layers, but I figured with the shreds, the soap shreds, there's already kind of a lot going on, so we'll just do it like this and see how it comes out. And this one, I'm glad I finally, am I in the shot? Yeah. I'm glad I finally figured out something to blend with the Champaka fragrance oil, because, like I said, I love it. I just didn't want to do it all by itself. I don't know if there's anything wrong with that. I like Nag Champa soaps just by themselves, but I just want to do something different. I have so many, I have so many ideas in my head. And on paper. I have a notebook that I keep, and I just it's almost always the last part figuring out the scent. I just ordered a whole bunch of fragrance oils yesterday, and including a lot of fall season type ones, because it's only June, but it's time to start at least thinking about that. So hopefully in what I chose, I was thinking when I was ordering them and choosing, I was thinking about some of the ideas I already have written down that I don't really have scents to go with. I just have scents in my head of what I want them to smell like. And this is really one of these one of these fragrance oils that it does accelerate just a tiny bit. Not to mention I stick blended the heck out of it. So we'll just slob this on top here. Hopefully not get too many air pockets. And it's going to sink in there a little bit because it's definitely thicker and heavier than that, but that's okay. Like I said, I don't want it a perfectly straight line, so that's fine. So when I come across the fragrance oil that I'm just like, oh, okay, this can get incorporated into that idea, or I get happy. But it's not easy. I need somebody to make. I need to like have some professional perfumists just sit down and be like, okay, I want it to smell like this, that, and that, and that, and then be like, here you go. Instead, you're working with already blended, I don't know, it's hard. It's hard sometimes to get your ideas to come to fruition, but one at a time, they manage to. So I'm getting there. I'm getting to develop what's the word? Just the feel that I want for my stuff. My web store, my products, my brand. That's, I guess, the word I'm looking for. Getting there in the development process, the creativity part of it, and how I want it to be and feel. And I'm working on more products too. Body Whip like a whipped body butter is almost ready. So that'll be launching shortly. And I think I might have said in my last video that I'm going to do perfume oils, like in the little you know, amber bottles you just dab on your wrist, because I love those. I love those. So that's in the works too. So I'm just going to add a little bit of texture to this, and then on top it's going to get some like I said, this one is called Wanderer, and it being such an earthy, heady scent, like it just screams for some dried herbs. Just needs it. So I'm going to add some calendula petals and some chamomile to the top. Nothing crazy. I just want to give it a little bit of texture first. Oh, you know what? Let me smack it first. Hold on. Sure. Probably have air pockets anyway, but those don't bother me either. Just makes it look more rustic. You don't want huge ones you can like stick your finger in those. Alright. A little bit kind of swirly. I think I'm just going to put the flowers down the middle. Okay. So, calendula. And I try to usually kind of push these in, but at the same time, I mean, they're just decorative, so it's not like you're gonna kind of wash them off before you use it. Well, I guess unless you're taking a bath. If you're taking a bath, it'd be kind of nice to have them like floating on the table. But I don't want them to be like difficult to get out of the soap before it's used, if that makes any sense. Okay, so there's some calendula petals and buds. Chamomile. And I'm just going to go easy on the chamomile, just to add a little bit of extra interest. And these chamomile buds, I mean, they're so, like, they're, I don't know, I almost said cute. I guess cute, that's not the right word. They're pretty. They're very pretty. That one's a bit too big. Oh. I want the little ones. Little ones. Pretty little ones. Okay. Almost. I love flowers on the top of soap. And I didn't used to, I guess for that reason I was just saying, like, how are you supposed to take a bath with shower with that? But it's not, now that I've used them, you realize it's not an issue. You don't want them, they just come off. And if you do, they come off with the first, like, wash or two anyway. Take a nice bath, let them float. Just a little bit more down here. I don't want these really big monstrous ones. They look like mushrooms, those big ones. Okay. Get in there. Oh, this smells so good. It just smells like, yeah, incensey. This is a really good version of No Champa fragrance. Really good. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll call that. Well, let me get the rest of this out of my hand because it was on my glove. I'm not going to put them back like that. Stick you in there. Okay. So, that's that. Get my gloves off and then I'll bring you in. And here you go. Wanderer.